Hey, how's life treating you? What's going on in your life that's meaningful? Let's talk about things that's inspired me. But first, let's talk about the Unified Diaries. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're doing splendidly well. My name is Mike Versal, and on today's podcast, I want to address the infamous COVID-19. And while you stay home locked up and isolated by yourself with your loved ones or acquaintances, to find that courage, that motivation at a time like this, at such a tremendously difficult time and a challenging time. But as you know, the Unified Diaries is what I'm here for. It's a weekly session where I try and bring humanity together by spreading positivity, talking about life, sometimes things we've all seen, things we've all been through, but most importantly, what we can do for a better week ahead. So stay tuned, stay positive. Yeah, so we've all heard the term coronavirus, and we've all certainly learned the term COVID-19 that's rocked our society into lockdown. Well, it's a virus like many others. Nope, it's not. It's a virus that's extremely complex and risky, and has put all our lives in danger and on hold. That's how serious it is. But what it has also taught us is human beings, no matter what we say or how much we may dislike each other, deep down, it looks like we truly care and have love for one another. That's why the larger majority of people have respected these rules, which is the best thing we could do, and we've stayed indoors in our homes, locked up, and kept our distances. We care. We care about society, we care about each other, and we're looking out for each other in our own way. Even when we run to the stores or to the post office, to supermarkets, I'm sure you've all had, people move out of the way and caringly said, "Excuse me," or smiled as they made way for you, right? Yeah, I'm not saying everyone, but yeah, the majority of us. So people are actually out here looking out for each other. Then there's the fact that we all miss our families. We miss our friends. Why do we miss going to work so much? And why children as young as 2 years old can find the courage to utter the words, "I miss my friends." It's because of COVID-19. That's what it's doing. It's testing humanity, and it's bringing out emotions and feelings that we would never ever have dreamed of or noticed. If we kept going on in cruise control and fast living, fast forward as we were used to, we wouldn't even take a second to breathe, right? It has allowed us to stop for a minute and reflect. Think about the things we've done in the past, the way we can change, and certainly how we actually really all need one another. Let's not get into the grief and distress, it has all caused. It's a serious matter, We don't want to get into that. For today, let's think positive, at least for one day, just for a few minutes. If you can stick with me and join me and take me like a little couple of minutes to explain to you, my thoughts and feelings of it, I appreciate it very much. And it's important for us to all come together on a virtual basis, on my podcast, so we can listen in to ideas and thoughts that we, what we feel. Because without compassion, love, and care for one another, this will eternally damage us, right? Now, do you all vividly recall what life was like before we were all informed to stay home and indoors, stay away from each other, where you could just hop in and out of any restaurant or bar, where you were spoiled for choice, get a plane the next day to Algarve, to Portugal, or the Maldives, and sip a few exotic sunny drinks at the beach anywhere? Yeah, that feels like yesterday, yet feels like it was a million years ago. We all miss our social life and fun times. What about putting live football on telly? Or watching live car shows showing off Bentleys? What about real-time Hollywood movies? Or playing pool in a pub and schooling newbies? What about all the tickets to live music concerts? Or watching NBA live dunks in the stadium with the contests? Now, for this reason, some of you detest this lockdown to the max. Some of you love it because you're in your own company, all the time, as you're an introvert. Maybe you like your quiet time. And some of you clearly don't know exactly how you feel because it's a new experience that you're still trying to adapt to and make peace with. Some of you would have been told the lockdown is finishing shortly or is already easing, while others, like me, we have to be patient. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we're still trying. Looks like it could be, the end of the month. It could be the beginning of the following month. It could be later on, but we just have to be patient. Whatever you're feeling, you need to find that positivity. And that is maybe learn something new about yourself, and maybe learn something about your family that you never knew. This is a unique opportunity. You're certainly never, ever going to get this in your life again. That sounds diluted, right? How can I say this when without lockdown, we have weekends to spend time with our families, so it makes no difference, right? We have holidays to spend with our friends, with our families, and people we know. Well, you're wrong. Let me tell you why. And remember this quote I'm going to give you. So, having the choice to splurge happiness is limited. To be forced to splurge happiness is gifted. It's unlimited. Think about it for a second. Did you ever think in your teenage or adult years you would ever be in a position where you would be forced to stay indoors locked up with your close ones? Sounds weird, right? Sounds like something that happens in a movie, like in a war era, something that none can imagine. Now, all this time, we have been presented this opportunity to finally get real close to the ones we love, the ones we don't have time for, the ones we sometimes don't like so much for whatever occupied reason they have going on in their life. We are locked up with one another 24/7. And why can that be beautiful? You see, I see the positive in everything, and maybe that's a fault of mine, but why dwell on the negatives? I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason. What a unique experience it is to be indoors with your close ones 24/7, and you don't have a choice, but you must have good times with one another regardless, and make it work. Because those good times throughout the day have no limits. But do you think if we were in normal times and you had the option to stay indoors with your loved ones or occasionally pop out to see your friends, get on with your regular day life, you really think you'd have done all these new things you've done with them today or things you've learned about one another? The answer is no. Because whenever things get tough in any circumstances in life, whether it's a relationship with your friends or your close ones, or things that aren't going so well with the people you're with, as human beings, you tend to run away. You avoid it or you walk out. However, this time, you have to face it because there's nowhere to go. Even if you pop out for a walk at the park, pharmacy, or shop, you certainly have to come back and deal with them. What a life, right? Well, actually, what a beautiful thing. You finally have to confront the things you're uncomfortable with. The people you once knew, you're now relearning them. Now, some people might walk out, run away from this experience which COVID-19 has brought us. But trust me, if you can stick this out, I truly believe you'll come out a better person. This is the positive side I see, which has come from the effects of coronavirus, COVID-19. But unfortunately, as human beings, we have a tendency to just complain and moan and be disgruntled and keep asking, when do we get back? When's life getting back to normal? This lockdown sucks hardcore. Yes, it does. But what will be worse is when you have to go back and you actually realize you regret the opportunities you had in front of you, which is loving your close ones even more and learning new things and just being yourself and being happy. Take this opportunity now as it's ending. Love every day. Learn something new. I made a calendar schedule with my family where each day we'll learn something new. That doesn't mean watching stuff on TV necessarily or listening to something, but actually learning and creating something new together. Could be storytelling you create together, drawing something, gardening, or testing each other's knowledge in your own invented trivia. I've immediately noticed how much more I love them daily because they're hilarious. What will you learn about them? What would you learn about yourself? Or even better, what are you going to do? I never would have thought I'm actually was going to be a bookworm. I love reading. I never used to do this much, but now I'm obsessed. And I love Shakespeare. I'm addicted to Shakespeare's books, his novels. I'm a big fan. I also know now that when I go back to normal life, I'm going to be more caring to the world. I've watched so many nature programs and programs on how to preserve our planet that I'm totally going to look at it differently. If this was a regular time where I was locked up, I'll probably be with my friends, doing sports, chilling out, and doing other things. I've even gone back to drawing like I used to when I was still in school. My music taste is as colorful as ever. I love all kinds of music. Originally, I was more strictly hip-hop fan, but I see how much I love indie music. I like jazz and blues. I'm even listening to punk, rock, and it's amazing. Like I said, this opportunity will most likely never present itself again because things will most likely be done differently next time, as this time we weren't prepared for this. So take this opportunity as a learning curve and better yourself, improve yourself. create a better version of yourself. So when you get back into the world again in the coming weeks, people not only admire you, but love you more and more. The point is, we're all in this together. No one is safe at the moment, and that's what we know for sure. But let's use this opportunity and turn it into a truly positive experience. You know, Corona, COVID-19, whatever you call yourself these days, I got something for you. I got a message for you. You won't succeed, we'll beat you. We've been beating you before, we'll beat you. You can't stop. We can't stop. Listen, coronavirus, what is it you really want? You got us living in fear, you just trying to haunt our life, our kids, our jobs in disarray. Even more religious people starting to pray. Now my kids stuck at home 24/7. I'm not a certified teacher, can't teach a lesson. Society was already distancing themselves before. I watch the news and every time it makes me feel sore. What about the poor? How they survive this pandemic? I see the pictures of the slums. It gives me a headache. I said it. You need to give us a break tomorrow. Not everyone likes losing life and being a star. Stop it. Go away. Won't you go today? It's not even fun anymore. I just want to say you're evil and you try damaging society for all. But we'll overcome you if we stand together and tall. Dear COVID-19, won't you go away? Just go away. Dear COVID-19, won't you go away? Just go away. I said it. Dear COVID-19, won't you go away? Just go away. Dear COVID-19, won't you go away? Just go away. I should actually say thank you for giving us life. I won't give you the satisfaction and feel strife. Look at society, everyone's wearing masks. How can I help an old lady when she asks to cross the road? How do I hold the hand of a fallen child who fell and rolled? I'm told you're more vicious, you're here to stay. We can play chess all day while I wipe you away. You never win, Corona, your cousin is COVID. When we're done with you, we'll go back to showbiz. We'll get back to our lives, but now we realize that together as a people, we will surprise the odds, the ones who doubted us. You can never count on us ever again. The ones who try to diminish us, we will finish them. Corona, get out of face, all we're diminishing. Goodbye. You know, I remember this vividly. There was once a time I was about to cross the pedestrian. There was a blind man who came next to me and was about to cross the road too. He kindly asked me if I could give him directions to the pharmacy, which was literally just around the corner from where we were. And for some reasons, I was so pleased about this that I really got, into it. And I helped him. I stood next to him right there, walked with him and advised him the whole way. And then actually broke into an actual interesting conversation. He told me he was in the army in his younger days. And he wasn't, always, a soldier. He was actually a sports guy growing up, And like what he loved most about being blind, being a blind man was, seeing the generosity or feeling the generosity in humanity as he had encountered so many people that wanted to help him at that time of need. Now ask yourself this question. Where do we go from here? How's it going to be now moving forward? This is a question we need to ask ourselves and really think about when the lockdown is all over. Of course, right now, we have to distance ourselves 2 meters more and wear the appropriate protective gear, right? But how are we going to help the most vulnerable in society right now? The other day, I walked into my local shop to buy some dairy food and I saw 2 grown men having a go at a lady who was slightly coughing into her tissue as she walked out the store. Now ask yourself this. Is that an excuse to insult people, to be rude and mean? Does that give you the right to be so passionless? What if the lady was coughing due to other reasons apart from coronavirus, right? And even if it was that, you don't have to be rude. No, we have to remember, we are all we've got in society. So keeping our distance is definitely a must, but being reasonable is also a must. We can't let humanity diminish. That's going to be a great challenge, but we certainly cannot. So what we need to do, instead, let's follow all our guidelines. We've been set by the government, by society. Respect the rules, policies, and procedures that have been set in place. But we have to learn something new, spend time with our close and loved ones. But most importantly of all, be kind to one another. Be patient, but please love one another. Keep spreading that love at all times. That's it, guys. I'm Mike Versal. And as always, I'm going to always leave you with a recommendation of a song, that inspired me this week that I've been listening to. The song's by Reza Bizza. It's called What's Up. Go and check it out on Spotify. Very good flow. A good song. And I wanted to tell you, if you did, enjoy my podcast, make sure you go on, spread the love, let the people know. Check out my YouTube channel, Mike Versal. Check out the Instagram page, Mike Versal, as well. But make sure you're here every week for the Unified Diaries. All right? And that's everything. If you want to listen to more of the music, head over to Soundcloud. Look for Tukova Entertainments. That's Tukova, Tukova Entertainments. And you can check some more music. But in the meantime, I want to say, stay cool. Remember, if you liked, grab a mic. Let everyone know it's Mike Versal. Peace.